Good evening. Oh, I'm looking a little crazy right now. Just getting a stream in before going to bed. Thank you so much for joining. It is always a pleasure having you on this channel. Now, today was a public holiday in South Africa. It was the 27th of April. It is Freedom Day. Many thanks to the great people who sacrificed so much that we could now have freedom. But what is freedom? And let's talk about it. Oh, hello, viewer. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure to have you on the channel. What is freedom? What is real freedom? And often, many people think freedom is the ability to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. But especially if you're into Coach Corey Wayne's work, he says discipline. Discipline is freedom. So some days we may feel motivated to do something, other days not so motivated. Discipline is when you have set what you want to do with your life, you've set a life plan and you execute on it so that eventually your freedom can come. Freedom takes work to make. And that leads us to the title of this video, Choose Your Suffering. Freedom comes with suffering. Decide how you want to discipline your life, the things you want to work on, the things you want to do, and the things you are willing to sacrifice. Not let somebody else decide what will be sacrificed and someone else deciding what your suffering will be. And I also follow Lloyd Dixon's work, The Single Guy. And on his channel, one of the things he mentioned was, so if you want to be healthy and be fit and in shape, you're going to have to sacrifice some time, sacrifice some effort, and, get your cardio in, work out, eat healthy, put the alcohol and cigarettes down, definitely no drugs. And you sacrifice those things so that you may have the freedom to have the exercise that you want, the health that you want. And if you want to have a certain career and a certain title, you're going to have to suffer. You're going to have to study. You're going to have to learn and grow. And sure, we may do it in a more pleasurable way now, but and thank goodness for tools like YouTube and the internet, that we can now, suffering can be done a lot more efficiently and can even be fun to learn and grow. But you have to decide your suffering to eventually find your freedom. It's not just given to you. And if you are complacent with it and you just sit back and relax and say, oh, all these things are given to me, and if you fall into that entitled sort of mind state, that freedom can be taken away from you. And you, your children, your friends will be in a very horrible situation with no freedom, where you will then become trapped. And I can't stress that enough. With your Freedom Day, it's not about kicking back and doing nothing. It's about you realizing that you're going to have to make some great sacrifices in your life to maintain your freedom, to do the things that you want to do in ways that you want to. So one of the things that I've also been pushing a lot of is I want to have the freedom to communicate in Japanese. And that's going to take a lot of sacrifice and a lot of time you'll have to put in to, make that dream happen. And it's a shame there isn't some magical way we can just, click a button, take a pill, or, suddenly have this amazing ability. But it's going to be a journey that you go on, and it's going to take discipline. You can't just be motivated some days. Some days feel like studying, some days you don't. You're going to have discipline to allocate time to say, on this day, or rather daily, at a certain time, it's Wanikani time. And likewise, it's one of the reasons why I push YouTube and really have the discipline to get videos out and say, okay, on this day, this will happen, that will happen. Speaking of my YouTube channel, please check out the interview I did with Miss Victoria Quinn. And we've got some snazzy new logos that were done on Fiverr. So I'm really happy with the intro and the outro. And we've got some more guests coming, and I'm hoping that flashy intro can bring even more guests. And, it takes sacrifice. It took sacrifice to edit that, took a financial sacrifice to get those logos done. But I hope it'll give me the freedom to have a quality channel the way I want it to be. And I think I'm just going to leave, that point for today's video. Choose your suffering. Choose how you're going to suffer for the freedoms that you want in life. Mr. Low-Key here, Ben Streaming Low-Key. Always a pleasure to have you, and I will see you soon. You have a great night and an awesome week.